What's up, Average Dad fans? Welcome back to another video, and today it's the video you've all been waiting for. The review of the Vivo X Fold. When I say all, I mean the 400 to 800 people that have been watching the previous Vivo X Fold videos, but still, if it's only one person, that's more than none, so that's good. We're going to get into the hardware, the software, my use after 2 and a bit weeks of using this. Spoiler alert. Can I say that word right? Spoiler alert. I fucking love this phone. Let's go. Well, first things first, I can only start at one place, and that's the hardware. The physical look and feel of this phone is more premium than anything I have ever held, and I have reviewed roughly 50 phones, maybe a bit less, maybe a bit more, in the last year and a half, somewhere around there. Nothing comes close to how amazing this phone feels in the hand. Now, what does the phone consist of? Well, fake leather, vegan leather, glass and aluminium, all combining to make a sandwich of just gorgeousness. First up, the outward display, 6.5 inch, 120 Hz, Quad HD resolution, perfection. When you get tired of the 20:9 aspect ratio, yes, it's essentially just holding a Sony Xperia in your hand. Slightly thicker, of course, than heavier, but the front display is a Sony Xperia Mark IV. Unbelievable, but better, because Sony phones are shit. The inside display, yes, I know, I should have like that oh moment, but I'm not good enough at editing yet. Or maybe I am, we'll find out as you're watching it. This is an 8.03 inch, 120 Hz, full HD display, and it's just gorgeous. Now, hardware wise, obviously we have to talk about the hinge. This 3-way Aero Fold hinge is far superior than the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 3 and Z Fold 4 hinge with the crease. This is as bad as you'll see the crease, which isn't bad at all. The reason I say that, because of the design of the hinge, after keeping the phone open for 5+ minutes, the crease actually goes away. Not fully, you can still slightly feel it. But as far as the look and feel, the actual crease does decrease the longer you keep the phone open, which I absolutely love. Now, one thing you won't get to do anytime soon in the UK is to hold this phone or feel it, so you just have to take my word for it, but it does feel quality. The hinge itself is phenomenal. It goes like at most angles with no issues whatsoever, and when you first open the phone, there's a slight spring-loaded thing, so that's as closed as you can get it. So you can put in that tent mode, and then that's it fully flat. Now, if you want to hear what it sounds like closing, that's a nice sound. That is a nice sound. Now, hardware-wise, still sticking with the outside, you've got an IR blaster, Flossie Carter would love that. You've got dual stereo speakers, a USB-C 3.1 connector there. We'll get into the battery life, but this phone charges very fast. There is wireless charging available. And then there's the cameras. Now, where do you want to go? Battery life or cameras? You decide. Whichever one you pick will be the one it goes to. It's a really new feature YouTube do. yeah, maybe 50% of you got it right, because YouTube don't do that. That'd be good if they did. But we're going to talk battery life. The phone charges at 50 watts wirelessly and 66 watts with a USB included in the box cable. Actually, a USB-C wall wart times 2. It's a dual USB-C wall wart, which I really like. It's a nice little feature from Vivo. Now, battery capacity, is 4,700 milliamp hours, bigger than the Samsung Z Fold 3 and Z Fold 4, and way more efficient than my Z Fold 3. Now, in fairness, the Z Fold 3 was using the Snapdragon 888, which is far less efficient than the 8 Gen 1, and the new 8 Plus Gen 1 that the Z Fold 4 has, I would imagine, is even more efficient. So, one thing I will have to say, that the Samsung with its slightly smaller battery will be almost as efficient as this phone, and let me tell you that I regularly get 2 days of use out of this phone, and that is with me using the main larger inside screen, because I just consume content, I reply to emails, Instagram, most of my work is actually done on the inside display, which you would think would eat a battery. But remember, it's FHD, not Quad HD, which does help. Still 120 Hz. So for me, by the end of day 2, like 9 PM, it probably dies. And that's not with putting it in low power mode. I never put that on. I don't like to lower any of the specs. So yeah, 2 days battery life. You're not going to get better than that from any other fold phone, and to be honest, other than the iPhone 13 Pro Max, any other smartphone. The battery life on this lasts longer than my S22 Ultra, like regularly. So there we go, that was battery life. Now for those that selected cameras, I'm sorry, it was a glitch in the YouTube. Let's talk about cameras. Now, arguably the most standout feature about the Vivo X Fold is its camera array. Why? Well, because every other foldable phone from Samsung to Honor to Huawei have fallen behind when it comes to implementing flagship level cameras on a foldable device. I don't know why. I can't wrap my head round why you would pay £1,700 for a Samsung Galaxy Z Fold that has cameras from the S10 lineup like 3-4 years ago. But hey, I done it. I bought the Z Fold 3. Didn't last long though. Vivo are the first company to actually think, okay, let's take the cameras from the V70 Pro Plus and add them to a foldable phone. And the end results are phenomenal. I'll get to the end results once I tell you about the camera array itself. So it's a quad camera setup. The main 50 megapixel wide angle lens takes those beautiful binned down 12.5 megapixel shots. You have a 8 megapixel periscope zoom lens. This is capable of 5 times optical zoom, which again, phenomenal results, and it can go up to 60 times hybrid zoom. However, anything past 30, I have to be honest, is not the best or sharpest, but passable. You then have a 48 megapixel ultra wide camera and a 12 megapixel 2 times telephoto lens, which is essentially used for portrait pictures. As mentioned, I'll show you some examples of using all 4 of these lenses just now, and I'll add some nice heartwarming music to go along with it. Let's go. So that kind of wraps up the camera section of this video. If you're looking for flagship level cameras and you need a foldable device, you have one option, and it's this, and you won't be disappointed. Now, we've talked hardware. I guess I should touch on software, although this is always my least favourite part of any phone review video, because it's either an iOS chip or a Snapdragon chip, let's be honest. I ain't using Exynos. The Vivo X Fold uses the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 top tier level chip. Obviously until very recently when they brought out the 8 Plus Gen 1. But ultimately we're at a point now, guys and girls, where it almost doesn't matter. You can do any form of task on one of these devices using, even the 888 Snapdragon was more than powerful enough to send a rocket to the moon, and that's not an exaggeration. So if you're looking to play some Candy Crush or whatever the kids play nowadays, Candy Crush makes me sound old, but yeah, you can play any mobile game on this device. Helped knowing that you can play it on the massive 8-inch screen as well. Now it is running Android 12 with a Origin OS skin. If you've purchased a Vivo device in the UK, so most recently the Vivo X80 Pro, that'll be running FunTouch. Yep, that's the real name, FunTouch. But the Chinese variants run Origin OS. It's an Android skin that's fully customizable. I've done a full in-depth kind of video on my setup of the device. I run a launcher, so Nova launcher over mine. It works perfectly. Yeah, again, I'm not going too much into detail because I have done a setup video and I don't want to bore you too much. What you need to know when deciding on whether to purchase this device or not is it powerful enough to do gaming, process videos, multitask, all that stuff? 100%. No problems software wise with this device. I want to finish off my 2-week review, and I have no doubt I will probably drop a longer term review, but I want to finish out because I've had a couple of people say, look, is it actually the best phone you've had in recent times? Is it the best phone ever? The Samsung S22 Ultra came damn close to being my favourite phone probably ever. If we're not looking at nostalgia reasons, it would probably be the Motorola V3 Razr, to be honest. But yeah, of modern times, the S22 Ultra offers everything I want in a device, and even some things I don't want but it's handy to have, like the S Pen. I literally never use the S Pen on this device, but at least it's there if I ever want to sign a document every once in a while. The cameras are 100% the best Android cameras on the market, across the board. The Vivo X80 Pro actually came really close, and I guess that kind of sums up my reasoning of calling this my favourite device of all time. It's a foldable phone done right with flagship cameras, flagship specs, a super premium build that is going to stand the test of time, both looks and feel wise. It also incorporates a slider on the side, which is something the Samsung doesn't. It's so handy to just flick a little switch and be in silent mode, especially when you're recording a video and you forgot to put on silent. So yeah, the Vivo X Fold is my favourite phone, probably ever. It won't be going back anywhere. It's going to stay in my pocket for as long as maybe the Vivo X Fold 2 comes out. And I just want to finish off by saying I am aware the Vivo X Fold S will come out in the next 2 months. I wish I could afford to buy it. If Vivo want to send me it, hey, bombard Vivo and let them send me one for free and get on my back, get on support. But it's not going to happen. I ain't going to buy it. I'll do a proper video on the new Vivo X Fold S, its specs, the hardware, the software, and a small comparison, I guess, against this. Spoiler alert, there's that word again. It's not a big enough upgrade. If you've just bought the Vivo X Fold, you shouldn't buy the Vivo X Fold S. It's essentially just a slightly newer chip. But I'll get into that in another video. As always, I want to take the time to thank you very much for watching all of my videos. There's a Vivo X Fold community out there that I never knew existed until I purchased this phone. I'm proud that I can be the one in the UK sharing my knowledge, my use of the phone, and I counted through all the videos I've made on the Vivo X Fold, I counted 9 separate individuals that have told me in the comments that they're buying the phone based on my videos. That's exactly why I set up this channel. I'm called The Average Dad because I ain't MKBHD or Mr. Who's the Boss. I am not a professional photographer or a professional reviewer, if that's even a thing. I do this as a hobby, and my whole point was to give you honest reviews, my honest opinions, and show you how phones and other technology work in real life daily use. The fact that you have watched my videos, trust my opinions, is fantastic. So for those that have went out and bought the Vivo X Fold, keep telling me daily, weekly, update me, how is your experience going? Is there something that I have missed and not reviewed or talked about in a video? Is there something that I said never worked? For example, I just released a video yesterday. Google Pay does work on the Vivo X Fold. That was information that I put out incorrectly before. It just wasn't working for me because I'm an idiot. Bluetooth streaming does work. That was a miscommunication between me and you, but you called me out. You let me know that your device does work. So because of your constant comments and back and forward conversations, I can keep on top of it. There is a community tab on YouTube. I never really use that. I might pop a post on there and just leave it open about the Vivo X Fold, and you can leave comments and we can have conversations through that. But the way it's happening just now works. You can obviously message me on Instagram. I don't use it that much, but it is, well, the details are here. Mike_Reed_37. Wasn't meant to be from age, but I'm now a year older, but I ain't changing it. So yeah, message me on Instagram if you want to continue the Vivo X Fold chat or any other chat about any other technology. I do have over 100 other videos and I do upload quite regularly on other products. So if you've got any questions at all, let me know. I'm going to keep pumping out the Vivo X Fold videos. Don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. This review has just kind of put a cap on, I guess, my first 2 to 3 weeks of the device. Yeah, and as you can tell, I love it. I love the device. I love the journey. Yeah, I guess that's it. Until next time, peace.